Large, successful companies are often seen as slow to innovate. Yet, the very structures that cause this rigidity were once the engine of their growth. This reveals a fundamental trade-off that emerges within any scaling organization. It is a common perception that successful organizations become rigid over time. Their established processes can seem inefficient, and their capacity to adapt to new market conditions often appears limited. This presents a paradox. These organizations were not always inflexible. They began as dynamic ventures that grew successfully. The critical question is how the structures that facilitated their scaling later became impediments to innovation. The explanation begins with the initial stage of a growing organization. In their early stages, most ventures operate with minimal formal structure. This is what is known as a pre-bureaucratic structure. In this model, decision-making is highly centralized, typically with the founder or a small team. Communication tends to be informal, and tasks are not standardized. This approach is effective for simple operations and enables direct leadership control. Growth creates the pressure for change. As an organization hires more people and expands its operations, complexity increases significantly. The informal, centralized system eventually becomes overwhelmed. The structure that once provided speed and control transforms into a bottleneck, resulting in inefficiency and disorder. To manage this growing complexity, organizations introduce a new operating principle: standardization. This represents a deliberate shift toward creating order and predictability. The organization transitions from its informal beginnings to a more formal bureaucratic structure. This involves standardizing tasks, establishing a clear hierarchy, and defining roles with greater precision. The objectives of this new structure are clear. Standardization is designed to ensure compatibility between different parts of the organization. It aims to make processes repeatable, increase efficiency, guarantee quality standards, and improve overall safety and predictability. Sociologist Max Weber articulated this ideal by comparing a fully developed bureaucracy to a machine. The objective is to achieve precision, speed, and clarity while reducing operational friction and costs. The desired outcome is an organization that functions with predictable, machine-like consistency. This machine-like control, however, introduces significant trade-offs. The solution designed to manage complexity eventually generates a new set of challenges. The same procedures that generate efficiency also introduce rigidity. An organization optimized for stability and predictable repetition will naturally resist change. As a result, when market conditions shift, the system's constraints can inhibit its ability to adapt quickly. This illustrates the fundamental trade-off of standardization. The gains in precision, speed, and cost reduction are inherently linked to the losses. A system designed to reduce ambiguity may also discourage innovation. A structure that minimizes friction can, in turn, slow down adaptation. In modern, rapidly changing environments, a new external pressure challenges the traditional bureaucratic model: the continuous need for swift adaptation. This pressure has given rise to the concept of business agility. It is defined as an organization's ability to adapt to market changes in a productive and cost-effective manner, making continuous evolution a core competency. The differences between the two models are distinct. The bureaucratic organization relies on a rigid hierarchy. The agile enterprise functions more like a fluid network. In an agile model, roles are not fixed, but emerge based on current needs. Decision-making moves from top-down authority toward dialogue and consensus. Consequently, the strategic focus shifts from seeking a single sustained advantage to capturing a series of temporary, opportunistic ones. The challenge for modern organizations is not to choose one model over the other. Rather, it is to manage the persistent tension between the need for control and the need for flexibility. Agility does not imply an absence of structure. An agile enterprise requires a framework to serve as a counterbalance to randomness. These necessary constraints, such as a shared vision or resource management protocols, provide essential stability. This ideal state is sometimes described as operating near the edge of chaos. In this region, the system is neither rigidly ordered nor completely random. The organization maintains a productive tension, remaining stable enough to execute its functions while being perturbed enough to foster innovation. This is the space where emergent behaviors like self-organization and co-evolution can occur. It represents a dynamic equilibrium between order and adaptation. The fundamental challenge, therefore, is not choosing between standardization and flexibility. It is designing and maintaining a system that can effectively manage the ongoing tension between these two necessary but opposing forces.